This is not a test. This is rock and roll. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. It's that Sunday night feeling again. And it's a big day in Elvis history today. We all know why, don't we? And of course, we've got a lot to discuss about Christmas at Graceland as well. Very, very interested to find out what everybody thought of it. Da 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 dum dum dum. Hello, everybody. How are you? Brian Roberts says, "Evening, everybody." Right. So, lot to get through. Yes. Just a quick mention of Dylan's petition. I mentioned it last week, and I'm going to mention it again for Dylan. If you check on the Discord page, I think it's Elvis-related topics or something like that. He's put it on that page. Maybe if you want to post it again, Dylan, on Discord, it's trying to get a number one for Elvis, basically. So if you can sign that, it won't actually cost you anything. It's free to sign, so please do sign. Right, so what have we got? We've got a lot to get through, as I said. Apart from this background here. This is roughly what it would have looked like when Elvis rolled up there in June 1968 to do the work on the 68 NBC TV special. So, and as you probably saw on the countdown screen as well, it's very sort of 1968 NBC TV special theme tonight. So I thought I'd dig out that and let you sort of have a look. And I also think that that white building with NBC in white on it is Studio 4 or Stage 4, where he actually did a lot of the sit-down shows and the stand-up shows and a lot of the taping, actually. So there you have it. Now, a song I wish Elvis had recorded, Photoshop of the Week, caption this photo, Smoking Hot. I nearly forgot last week's Smoking Hot photo. I came back after the credits, or whatever you want to call it, after the outro, and showed you the photograph. I don't know how many saw it, but I'll show you it again tonight. So there'll be two Smoking Hot photos. This day in Elvis history. We know it's a big day in Elvis history, and I will cover December the 3rd, 1968. The topic? Yes, the topic is going to be Christmas at Graceland. I'll be looking for as many callers as possible. Don't be shy to call in and let me know what you thought of it. What else? There was something else in my mind that I was going to say to you, and I can't remember what it was now, but it will come back to me. It will come back to me. Oh, yes, the poll. The poll is 68 NBC TV special based as well. So I'll look forward to everybody voting on that. And please do vote, because nobody sees who votes or what you vote for. It just gives me a percentage. Right, but first things first. Helen Murray says, "My poor beating heart, 2 smoking hot photos." Yes. That's probably because you missed the one last week. Right. I see Chris R is in the building helping me moderate. Gracie says, yes, thumbs up, y'all, live chat. Yes, please give thumbs up for this video, because every thumbs up helps this push this video out, and more people that see it, the better, because we get Elvis out there. Vincenzo says, I signed Dylan's petition. Thank you very, very much. I don't see Dave, my other moderator, or Maxine in the building, unless I've missed it. There's Juan. Hi, Juan. He says, hello, everyone. Right. So, it looks like it's just me and you, Chris, doing it at the moment. Here we go. We had so much fun with this last week that I decided to do it again this week. And it's Name the Elvis Movie Song. I'm going to show you a screen grab from a movie, and you've got to tell me what song he is singing at that particular time. So here we go with my trusty pen. And what song is Elvis? I thought I'd start you with an easy one, okay? Well, I think it's easy. But then again, I have the sheet in front of me. Right. What song is Elvis singing here? And by the way, I told Jack Mullins, his prize for being the winner of last month's quiz is on his way. Dylan says, wonderful life. Jack, Brian, Vincenzo. Streamlabs is in the house, says Vincenzo. Elvis Nation. Yeah, a lot of people getting it right. There's a couple of spelling errors. Timothy Lee says, not sure. You should have had a guess. Yeah, and I actually agree with Chris there. Says Jack Mullins. So well done, Jack. It was Smoky Mountain Boy. People are saying I sometimes don't tell you what the right answer is. Well, that's what it is. It's Smoky Mountain Boy from Kissing Cousins. And Jack gets this, basically.
Did 29 pictures like that, maybe.
Again, 1968 TV special theme.
Did 29 pictures like that, maybe.
Yes, Jack is off to a cracking start. Now, let's see who gets this one. What is Elvis singing there? No clues in the background, really. There was clues in the background of the last one because you could see the mountains behind him. Is it going to be Jack again? Once is enough. No mic. Okay. Well, believe it or not, I know Brian's saying such an easy question, but he isn't saying it is such an easy question. What he's saying is that is what Elvis is singing. Such an easy question. So, excuse me, it does actually look like it's Brian. Although Vincenzo says, good job, Jack. But it was actually Brian. Brian was first. Brian Roberts. Brian gets the...
Did 29 pictures like that, maybe.
Okay. Way to go, Brian, says no set. Right. I might change the jingle next week. Oh, yeah. Streamlabs is in the building. Hello, Streamlabs. Take it easy on people now. Right. Here's another one that might actually just kind of trip you up. What is Elvis singing here? With the gorgeous Jocelyn Lane, my favorite Elvis co-star, as you may know. Because I named my top 10 favorite co-stars there a while back in the video. Somebody is saying dirty, dirty feeling. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Well, believe it or not, it's not dirty, dirty feeling. I thought this might actually trip a few people up. It's actually Night Rider. That's what he's singing there. And I know because I was watching the video when I did the freeze frame. So, there you are. Mark. Green. Brilliant. Alrighty. So, Mark, you get...
Did 29 pictures like that, maybe.
Here's another one. I don't think this one will catch you out. It's just so obvious. But I'll try. Here we go. What is Elvis singing here? Helen says, I need to do some Elvis films homework. Yes. Oh, look out. Look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these Dominics. And I'm pretty sure that it was Brian again. So Brian is on fire tonight. He really is. Mark says Dominic. Yeah. Brian again, Steve. Thanks, Chris. Brian. Wow. Wow.
Did 29 pictures like that, baby.
Yes. Brian Roberts. Dominic. Felton, please don't release that song. Never, ever release that song. Well, Felton might not have done it, but Timothy Lee says, wow, Steve, I love these questions. Yeah, Felton might not have done it, but RCA definitely did. All right, here we go. Will this catch anybody out? What is Elvis singing there to that beautiful young lady? Let me have a drink. Am I ready? Oh, Ruth Daniel says all that I am. Brian Roberts says all that I am. Okay. A lot of people saying, am I ready? Am I ready? Dylan says, my worst performance so far. Don't worry. It's only the third. This is only the first day of, or the first week of the month. It is actually all that I am. And I agree with Chris. It was Ruth Daniel. Yes. So Ruth, you get...
Did 29 pictures like that, baby.
Alrighty. Well done, Ruth Daniel. All that I am. Yes. Now, the sixth and final one, and there's a clue in the background of this. So if you look at this, you'll see, and a lot of people will get this. Clam bake, says Dylan. Viva Las Vegas. Look in the background. Somebody has got it. Yes. Oh, that's a good guess, Banjo Paul. There's a brand new day on the horizon. But it is actually, it's carnival time. And I just need to see. Yes, Doreen. Yes. Well done, Doreen. It's carnival time. Okay, so you get...
Did 29 pictures like that, baby.
All right. Thanks very much for taking part, and everybody that took part. And it's all just a bit of fun. There will be obviously a prize at the end of December for the winner, as Jack did last month, and his prize is winging its way towards him. It's a Blu-ray. It's a Blu-ray. Right. So carnival time. Now, the topic. Yes, the topic was this, of course. I don't even know if I did a. You know what it is anyway. I thought I had a screenshot of the thing. Yeah, there it is. Christmas at Graceland. Yes, of course. We watched it on the 29th. I think it was Wednesday, wasn't it? Yes, live Wednesday, November 29th, NBC and Peacock. And basically, this is just a little run through. Touted as a live production, but there was no actual live on-air content. Most of the performances were shot days in advance. So this is the way it sort of run. These are the highlights. Lainey Wilson drove up to the front of the mansion in a pink Cadillac and then performed Santa Claus is Back in Town while wearing a red bell-bottom jumpsuit style outfit and a red cowboy hat. Alana Del Rey in the Jungle Room sang Unchained Melody. Kane Brown did Blue Christmas. Alanis Morissette, Last Christmas, in front of the Lisa Marie. Casey Musgraves sang Can't Help Falling in Love on the mansion's front porch. Oh, no, sorry, that was near the end. I beg your pardon. I've jumped ahead of myself. Post Malone, Devil in Disguise, and then he jumped in the pool. I'll be asking you what people think about that actually later on, jumping in Elvis's pool. John Legend, Happy Christmas, War is Over, which John Lennon and Yoko Ono composed in 1971 in response to the Vietnam War. The War and Treaty, a gospel-influenced country Americana twosome, did If I Can Dream. And this is what I was getting ahead of myself a few minutes ago. Casey Musgraves sang Can't Help Falling in Love on the mansion's front porch. She then got into the pink Cadillac that Lainey Wilson had left behind and drove out through the Graceland gates, presumably into the Memphis night. So that's sort of a brief summary of what went on. A few comments lifted from my channel and also from Brent's channel, Elvis Nation, because Brent actually uploaded it kindly for us so that we could all see it. Wally Marcel 1 says, it was fabulous, especially the duo who performed If I Can Dream. Yep, the War and Treaty, as just mentioned there. Valvis says, it was really good. Well done to everyone who was involved. Vilma Morrow says, done with love and respect for the king. I enjoyed it. I wish he could have sang more. Linda Yeager says, it was put together really good. Hope they do it every year. Okay. Gail Nixon, loved every minute of the special and everyone seemed very proud to be part of the tribute special to our beloved Elvis. Hope it will become a yearly show. And I watched it, Steve, says Deb Smith. It was great. Riley was the perfect hostess. She did a great job. It was wonderful. Let's have another one. Lily Ramos. Hi, Lily. It was a great tribute. I just think Post Malone's song choice, Devil in Disguise, was not appropriate for the occasion. And him jumping into the pool after the performance didn't seem right. But overall, the lighting, the decorations, the Riley's involvement with her grandfather tribute was awesome. I'll leave it because there are a few more, and there's a couple of negative ones as well, but I'll read those out later. So basically, let me come to the callers. Actually, hopefully this will work. I know there's a few glitches some weeks on Discord. I will read out some more of those comments. As I say, they're not all positive, but a lot of them were positive. An awful lot of them were positive. But what I'm going to say now is I am going to say, if I can just get that over a little bit. Hi, Dylan.
Hello.
Hello, Dylan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's always great to hear from you.
Thank you.
And tell me this. What are you going to tell us about the topic?
This is a good question. What am I going to tell you about the topic?
You obviously saw it, didn't you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. What was your favorite part?
Now, I didn't know the name of the duo until you said just now.
Oh,
But
yeah. War and Treaty.
They tore that song to pieces. In a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah, because I've heard some awful versions of If I Can Dream, I must admit.
But they tore it up. Oh, so good.
Good.
Now, what I'm going to say about Lana Del Rey's performance, only musicians will understand. So, if you want to get off now, please do.
Go on.
That song was too low for her. And here's why. I fully appreciate them wanting to do a faithful reproduction of a Rapid City version, right? But if you hear Lana Del Rey singing it, she's pushing out those low notes,
Mm-hmm.
and as a singer, that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be pushing out low notes; they should just come out naturally.
Yeah.
Saying that, she did a really nice job with it. The other thing I'd say is, with Unchained Melody, you need a big voice
Yes.
to pull it off. But again, it's not her fault that she's taken on like one of Elvis's biggest songs.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's not her doing, I reckon. That's maybe one of the production people saying, "All right, sing Unchained Melody."
Mm-hmm.
So like I can't blame her really.
Okay.
But overall, it was great.
What did you think of the fake director's instructions to people? Because they were fake. I mean, that wasn't, we weren't really hearing a direct. Those were just dubbed on afterwards. Also, it was supposed to be live, but it wasn't. It was all post-production and everything like that. But that doesn't matter. The fact that it wasn't live doesn't matter. But I felt that the directors, or rather the fake directors' comments between the scenes were a little bit annoying at times.
Yeah, but I think overall, it was a very good, well put together show.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Riley could have sang a song.
Yeah, I think everybody was expecting her to sing, weren't they?
Because she's got a good set of lungs on her.
Yeah, right.
But it's just that, I don't know, maybe she was focusing on hosting rather than singing.
Mm-hmm. And tell me this, what do you think of Post Malone jumping in the pool?
Okay.
Yeah, you're okay with that, are
you? I don't know. And here's why. If it was the Meditation Gardens, that'd be a no-no. But since it wasn't, it was and this is going to sound really corny, but because it's the 68th comeback anniversary today, right? That reminded me I need to buy some new wristbands because I broke.
All right. Okay. Yeah, 55 years ago today. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it still looks as fresh as a daisy, doesn't it? 55 years on.
And I know. I mean, when you think about it, right? It's like Christmas specials at the time were people like Andy Williams and Bing Crosby like crooning, right? And then Elvis comes out staring right into your soul, singing "If You're Looking for Trouble."
Yeah.
It's like crazy stuff.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. All right, Dylan. Thanks a lot. Cheers, matey. Bye. Right. Yeah. Oh, we better do the poll, hadn't we? Let's have a look. Where can I find that? It is actually based on the 68 TV special. And basically, it's very, very simple. Sorry, Priscilla. Which is your favorite from the 68 TV special? Is it the sit-down shows, the stand-up shows, the gospel medley, or the bordello scene? So I'll actually start that now so we can sort of get going on it to say that to just got to do something here. That's it. Okay, so yeah, if you can be sort of voting away on that. Let's see who else we have here. Carolina.
Hi.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm doing very, very well.
Good.
So tell me this. What do you think of the Christmas at Graceland?
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'll preface it by saying, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's opinion is valid. I tend to skew more positive and optimistic. So having said that, I absolutely loved it.
Good.
It was, I think, a wonderful production for Riley for being her first one, and sort of the starting point of hopefully what's a lot of great things to come from her.
Yeah, I'm hoping now that, because it is such a success and it sort of gets Elvis's name out there. But do you think it gets Elvis? Was there enough Elvis orientated material in it?
I think it was a good blend, and I think it was a good start. Could there be more? Yes. For people on this channel, for the super fans and the super experts, I'm sure they were hoping for more. But I think it's a good start, especially when you're considering that it's a nationally televised program in 2023, 46 years after he passed. And only Elvis commands that kind of tribute because no one else will. Like, no, there's no Michael Jackson tribute, no offense to anyone, but there's no like Whitney Houston or Frank Sinatra Christmas tribute. It's just, I think that it was good for the first one. It was good, and hopefully they will get better.
I was just about to say this is probably
Yeah.
the first of many. You know,
Yes,
it'll be like Elvis Week, and it'll be like the birthday celebrations and all this. They'll have the
right,
Christmas at Graceland.
right, and this is just like another sort of thing to look back at and be something that future generations, younger generations can look back on and say, this is part of Elvis history. Sort of like I look back at some of earlier tributes. I was watching one not so long ago, which was a 78 birthday special. And, it was good for the time. So I feel like we just need to, give it a little time, give Riley the benefit of the doubt. And I know they will get better.
Yeah.
Not saying that this one wasn't good. I loved it. I was standing watching it the whole time, the first time I watched it, because every time Elvis came on the screen, it was just like my heart skipped a beat and I was like so excited. And I thought all the performances were great. You know, this was a Christmas special at Graceland. So
I
for
mean,
me,
it was very
yeah,
it was very touching when
yeah,
"Can't Help Falling in Love" was being sung, and there was pictures
right.
behind her of Lisa Marie.
Right. And it was very touching how they blended Elvis into the performances.
Yes,
And I feel like the performers were genuinely authentic, and they were genuinely um fans of Elvis. So it didn't seem like they were just there to perform. They were there because they are also fans. They also wanted to honor him. So that made it. Oh, I hear it again.
and tell me this: were you okay with Post Malone jumping in the pool?
I didn't mind it. I mean, I thought it was just part of, the fun, the younger, performers kind of thing. I think it was neither here nor there for me. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, overall, just I appreciated the show for what it was. I appreciate that it's going to bring in new fans, that it was something good for existing fans, and sort of just to preserve his memory and his legacy in the right way, in the positive way, and for better things to come. Because
Yeah,
I know I
I
love.
mean, I agree with you 100%. You know, for the first attempt, it was very, very
Mhm,
good. You know, I mean,
yeah.
there's a few things to be ironed out. I mean, I
Mhm,
said to Dylan earlier on, those fake director instructions need to go. I found them annoying. I don't know
yeah.
whether anybody else did, but I did.
I tuned them out. They were not necessary, but in the overall scheme of it, it probably wasn't needed, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
I think the, the
um,
the impression was to try and make out that it was live, even though we know now that it
right,
wasn't. It was sort of all post
right.
production sort of thing.
Right. And then the other note I wanted to mention was the little nods that they did, like Riley, riding on the golf cart. And then I think it was Post Malone that was using the 50s microphone. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if anyone noticed this, but there was like, if I go back and watch it, I'm sure I'll catch other little things.
Yes.
But all those little nods were very, very nice. And then, for the footage, I know it was a new footage for anyone on this channel, but I think I mentioned on the Discord chat that it's probably very new footage for the everyday fan that was watching.
Correct.
Um, on, regular national television, and subsequently everything that was the videos that were uploaded on YouTube. I mean, I think Brent's channel has like almost 200,000 views, which is really, really great.
Yes, and he deserves it as
So,
well.
yes. So the exposure, the significance, the impact of the special is good.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I take from
It
it. So
it certainly didn't do any harm to his legacy anyway, which
no,
we were a little bit worried about. What was this going to do? And overall, I mean,
right.
there are a couple of negatives which I will actually read out in a few minutes. But
Right.
overall, very, very positive.
Yes, I think so. And I choose not to, just with anything else, I choose, and I hope that most choose not to focus on the negative and just accept and appreciate for what it was and what it did for his legacy. And the negative stuff, it could fall by the wayside as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to spend any energy on it because there's so much good
Yeah,
to be,
yeah.
to attribute to Elvis. There's so much good to, experience on a daily basis as we do, that there's no point in even focusing on the negative. I mean, it's there, it's going to come up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not part of my
Yeah.
my thing. So yeah,
So
that was it.
great.
Just wanted to say
Thank you very, very
my
much for
little
calling
thing.
in, Carolina. Thank you
Yeah.
very, very much.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Great. Yes, great call from Carolina, I must admit. Don't forget, we're still asking which is your favorite from the 68 TV special: sit down shows, stand up shows, gospel medley, or the bordello scene. Right. Yeah, we have another caller here, actually, and it is Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen.
Hi, Steve.
Well, Kathleen, how are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Good. What did you think of Christmas at Graceland?
Actually, it was wonderful.
Oh,
I felt like I was reliving the Elvis magic through Riley's vision. She had said I'd seen at one point um, on the internet wanted Graceland to be open to the public, and she did that through the Christmas special.
right.
And she had you could see the camera panned over from the house to the stable. I didn't know where the stable was on the ground, but I
Mm-hmm.
could see it. Um, and Post Malone, it was wonderful.
What about jumping in the pool? I'm asking everybody that.
I loved him jumping in the
Oh,
pool.
okay. Okay.
It would be something Elvis would laugh at.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I thought.
a few months back, a fan did it, and people were up in arms, and they say he should be banned from Graceland for life and all that. Now, maybe with Post Malone doing it is something completely different because it was part of the performance. But for a fan to do it, maybe that's not on.
Uh, right. I think it was good for him to do because it was under Riley's direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all positives should come from this.
Yes.
That there shouldn't be too much negative thoughts about it.
This is probably the first of many. In other words, they'll probably do it again and again and again, on a regular basis, like they do with Elvis Week and they do with his birthday. I think it's one of the first.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like the way they actually? People think that they actually projected the images onto the house, but that was actually done with post production. But did you like that idea? Did you like the way Lisa was on the building behind when they were singing "Can't Help Falling in Love," for instance?
Yes, I loved that.
Very tasteful, wasn't it?
And
Very, very tasteful.
it was the way they did it with the stable, um, with when
Oh, Kane,
Blue
yes.
Christmas.
Yeah, Blue
Kane
Christmas.
Brown was singing Blue Christmas, and right
Yes.
towards the end, he was singing along with Elvis,
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
projected on the stable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the production values were very, very, very good and very, very well done. I'll give them that.
But I hope they continue to do this.
Hmm.
Oh, and I liked the one point where they showed the Circle G Ranch and Elvis on a horse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was good.
And my only criticism, and it's not actually about the special itself, is maybe they didn't promote it as much as they should have done. I saw comments from people saying that they saw very few trailers, very little advertising about it. They should really, really push it and push the people that are going to be performing, because
You're absolutely right.
That's the in for the younger generation to watch something like this and say, do you know something? That Elvis is quite a cool guy, actually.
That was my thought, that with using Post Malone, and trying to get people in that are for the younger generation.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Okay, Kathleen, thanks very, very much. It's always wonderful to speak to you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Okay, speak to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Kathleen. I've got, let me see who was on this list before. There was somebody on the list before Danielle, so I will go to, yes, I will go to Norsette. Hello, Norsette. And Norsette has still got herself muted, actually, unfortunately. No, she hasn't. I can hear her now. Hi, Norsette.
How are you?
I'm doing really, really well.
Well, I have to say I loved this special.
Okay.
I thought it was very well done, production-wise, value. It was very intimate. Each performer had some sort of a positive thing to say about Elvis. They were in awe of being there in his home performing. They showed their love and respect for him, which I thought was just great.
Mm-hmm.
And, they all have followings. So all of their followers now sort of have that breadcrumb trail to go find what do they love about Elvis, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The song choices, I know that there were people who had, sort of negative thoughts. I'm in the same camp as Carolina. I just don't want any negativity around Riley's first production. I thought she hit it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's not forget this is her first attempt at this. I mean, I know she had guidance and something like that, but at the end of the day, she called the shots.
Exactly, and she put her foot down apparently for a couple of things.
Oh, right.
Right. So they stuck, which is good. And I thought that maybe it was the choices of the artist. It might not have been her choice or production's choice to say, you sing this or you sing that. It could have been what they chose, and it could have been something that spoke to them about Elvis, which to me, if that's the case, then that's their choice, and we need to respect that.
Tell me, what was your favorite performance of the night?
If I can believe,
if I can dream, yeah.
If I can dream, right?
Yeah.
They were amazing, just truly amazing. But what I liked the best part about that was the lead in to the performance. They spoke about what the song was, why it was performed.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is anything that's going to clap back at the racist tropes being thrown at him, it is that. It is those people performing it, what they said about it, and they absolutely killed it. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I must admit now, If I Can Dream was probably my favorite performance of the night as well. I'll say that now. I was going to wait till the end, but I may as well just tell you all now. I think that was my favorite.
It was very well done. It really showcased Elvis in that light, and that was very important to do. And I'm really glad that it was included and that it was done in that manner with that lead. And also, I know a lot of people were, disappointed. We didn't see any real new footage. Well, we are the super fans.
Yeah.
There's the general folks out there that have never seen that. They're not on the internet scouring it for every, piece of video, every interview, every picture. These folks have never seen these home movies.
Exactly. I mean, just because it wasn't new to me and you, it doesn't mean it wasn't new to other people watching it.
Right. And what it did, which I thought was clever, it showed him happy, having fun, with the projection on Graceland at the end,
Yeah.
Falling in Love, it showed him, the first picture was he and Priscilla at their wedding. There's a happy couple, and here's the loving father. And then it was the loving family man. And if anything speaks to the Priscilla movie, it's that.
Yes.
Frankly,
Yes. That's a good, very, very, very good point.
Comeback,
Yeah.
Right. And I think that was brilliant in my view. And people, were able to see him having fun with the 68 outtakes. There were, those funny moments and gee, he had he was a funny guy. And seeing those also, that was my second favorite performance was Blue Christmas. I did not think it would be. I had not listened to that new record. But when they put him up, I mean, bigger than life on that barn, tell me how many people are going to be taking the time to go out to the internet, Google up Blue Christmas during the 68 special. They're going to see all those performances.
Yeah.
I thought that was just great.
Yeah.
Really, really great. And lastly,
yeah,
I'd like to just say that I thought Post Malone jumping in the pool was great, and I would have done it too.
Well, just before you go, though, you've reminded me saying about the 68 special. What would you vote for then in the poll? Which was your favorite? Sit down shows?
Hands down, there's no contest, Steve. It is the sit down shows.
The sit down shows is your favorite sequence. Okay, that's great.
Absolutely.
All righty.
Great. Well,
cheers, Norset. All right.
You too.
Bye. Right. Yes. Very, very good points there from Norset. Who is next on the line? Let's have a look. I have hello, Danielle.
Hello there.
How are you? Yes, perfect.
I'm doing good.
So what would you like to say?
It's my first time calling the show, so I'm kind of nervous.
No, don't be nervous because you're amongst friends here.
Yeah, I know. I listen to you guys every weekend. I have joined the club, let's put it this way, about a year ago.
Yes. Okay. So
I really enjoyed the Graceland special.
Okay.
I felt like everybody there was well selected. They really meant well. And they sounded nervous at times. I don't know if nobody else noticed. It was almost like too much pressure to represent Elvis, And some of the performance was not obviously as good as Elvis, just because I don't think nobody can replace him.
That's true, yeah.
But my favorite performance was Case Musgraves, I think that's her name. And when she drove away, that was so beautiful. I really thought that was an amazing way to finish the show.
Yeah, can't help falling in love with all those images on the mansion behind her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I really felt like 1 hour was not long enough.
Yeah, well, it was probably, believe it or not, it only times out at about 42 or 43 minutes when you take out the ad breaks. So yeah,
they had too many commercials, that's for sure. But anytime that we have something new, because this is a new thing about Elvis, is always, a great thing for us, the fans. And for the new ones, because I know whoever, new people who watch that show, we're going to have new fans from that as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Can I ask you, which is your favorite sequence from the 68 TV special? Is it the sit-down shows, the stand-up shows, the gospel medley, or the bordello scene?
I really don't like the bordello scene. Probably. I don't know. I just don't like that one. But, I like the standing up because of all the dancing.
Yeah.
He really was dancing and you could see the sweat down in his face. He was having a great time.
So you would probably go for the stand-up shows then, yeah?
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
Okay. Great. Okay. Nothing else you want to say before I let you go?
No, I just want to wish everybody a great Sunday.
Well, let me tell you, it didn't seem like the first time you called in because you came across very, very well, Danielle. Thanks very much. And please do call in again. Now you've broken your duck, you see, you can call in again.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier than I thought.
Exactly. Okay.
Thank you, Steve, for everything that you do for us.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Care.
Cheers. Bye-bye. That was Danielle. Okay, let's see who else we've got here now. Yes, this young lady, of course. What can I say but hello, Priscilla?
Howdy doody, my boy.
I know what you're going to say. You loved it, didn't you?
Absolutely, every second of it. Oh my God. Thank you, Brent. Thank you. I watched it at 6:00 in the morning.
Yes, good man, Brent, for posting it so we could all watch it.
Brent, we owe you a debt of gratitude greater than what's known to mankind. Thank you.
Yes.
I watched it twice.
And you know what? He deserves
just a tiny bit late for work.
He deserves every single view that he got.
Oh my God! I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't know. Do people just think I'm a happy clappy eat it or what? I loved it. I think that Riley did a great job. I think I didn't know who I didn't know who Kane Brown was, except for we had talked about him previously. I had no idea who the lady in the red jumpsuit was. I have heard of Lana Del Rey, but would I have recognised her? Not if she slapped me in the face with a wet fish.
Yeah, well, this is it.
I knew Alanis Morissette. I loved it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love. I love the fact that Riley has gone outside the box. Is clearly telling everybody that we're going to do things differently now. And I think that these artists are, I'm going to sound repetitive now because Caroline and Nasset, Kathy and all said the same. These artists are current, have a huge younger following. They are going to have a knock-on effect for new members joining the Elvis family. There's no doubt in my mind.
Let's hope so, because I think that was what it's all about, to be honest. I mean, as far as I can see, Riley is saying, right, this is a new era. This is the way we're going to go. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying how much they loved it and all this and all that, but it wasn't perfect. But then again, what is? You'll never get a movie that's perfect. You'll never get a television program that's perfect.
He'd be the first to tell us that, Steve.
Yeah.
Elvis himself wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
But what it did was it brought real life musicians and a new focus to Graceland. All of these people who follow Post Malone or Lana Del Rey or any of them are now like. What I spent most of the second time I watched it doing was looking around behind the artists to see if I could see it and I hadn't already seen.
Yeah. They didn't spend as much time inside the mansion as I thought they would. I know they had a bit of an old chat there in the kitchen and everything like that, but I just thought they maybe missed a little bit of an opportunity of not showing us a bit more inside.
I'm glad that the artists didn't spend that much time inside. I'm glad most of them were outside. Because I might be a small bit jealous of the access that they'd have gotten then if they were in areas we're not allowed to go to ordinarily. But that's completely the green-eyed monster, and so I apologise for that. I do think that it looked like the horses in the barn when Kane Brown started singing were choreographed. Because as he moved forward, every one of them stuck their head out. I went, how do you get the horses to do that?
And how do they get them to whinny or snort or whatever or whatever just at the right time as well? So, but we know it wasn't live. We know it was sort of there was some post production and all that as well. But I mean, it would be very, very.
Lady sang live. Even the lady who got out of the Cadillac with the jumpsuit.
Oh,
I doubted that she was actually even singing.
Oh well, I mean, most of them were actually singing live, but I mean, it wasn't broadcast live. That's what I mean. But
I knew that it wasn't going to be broadcast live because we all knew by the time it aired that it had been recorded earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter that it wasn't live. Quickly then, which is your favourite from the 68 TV special? Did you vote?
No, Steve, will you stop?
I thought I made it easy.
I'm not even sure I want to be your friend. No, I have to tell you, that was an easy one for me. An absolutely hands-down easy one. And it wasn't that difficult. Has to be that sit-down session.
The sit-down shows.
Holy God, says Miley.
He looks fairly good, doesn't he?
Come here a minute, I want you. My boy, my boy.
All right, Priscilla.
No, it was brilliant.
Great. Okay.
There was one other thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
And about Post Malone's jump in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Go Post Malone, that's what I say.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody yet say, one person said they weren't sure about it.
I have heard people say they thought it was disrespectful and they would. Steve, I'm going to tell you a secret.
Go on.
I struggled with not doing that myself when I was over there. I actually thought.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
The only thing is, yeah, you would run the risk of being banned from Graceland for the rest of your life if you did it.
I already worked it out in my head, and here's what I was going to do. Which the next time I come back, I might lose a bit of weight and change my hair colour, and they won't know it was me. I get somebody else to book the tickets. How will they know?
Exactly.
That's how far down that road I went, babe. So, look, again, for all the reasons I think, and I thought the ending was extremely poignant.
Yeah.
Very symbolic.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Oh, no.
But I loved I loved it. It made me think of Lisa Marie and Lights Out at Graceland, and oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I thought
Great.
it was fantastic.
Thanks as always, Priscilla.
You're welcome, Steve.
Talk to you later.
Yourself.
Talk to you later.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
That was Priscilla. And let's have a look. We have somebody else here. Vincenzo. No, unfortunately not. Okay, that's all right. We will try him later. There was a couple of others that I wanted to read out. Rebel Vegan says, I watched snippets of it on YouTube. Was nicely done. I especially liked seeing Riley in the kitchen chatting with Lana. Highlight for me was Elvis screened on the outside walls of his home. Hawaii Judy says, really enjoyed this Elvis Christmas special at Graceland. It's so nice to keep Elvis in the spotlight even after all these years. Elvis was the best and will keep his spirit alive with his great songs. Also, we've got Lynn Lovett. I didn't know about this live special, a great tribute to Elvis. Now, that's a little bit concerning when you think that, something like this everybody that's an Elvis fan should have known about this. So is that just a fault on the marketing department and the advertising department? They didn't push it enough? I don't know. Amanda Ray says, beautiful. This had me in tears at the end. I miss Elvis and I wasn't even born when he died. Wow, that's something pretty special, Amanda. I said I would read out a couple of what I was going to say here was negative comments. And they are... I won't say the people's names because there's no point, but these are two negative comments which I picked up. I saw nothing positive in it. On the contrary, I had very strange feelings of discomfort through the show, at least the part that I managed to see. To me, it was like an invasion, a disgrace towards Elvis's home, because that was what it was until Lisa Marie passed, and that's what it was to me. So I couldn't watch the whole show because to me it would always be Elvis's home. Okay, and another one says, not for me, the singing was awful, and as for the guy jumping in the pool, I found it disrespectful. Okay, so yes, I have got somebody on my list here saying that they found it disrespectful. But apart from that, very, very good response and review to Elvis's Christmas at Graceland. Now we move on, and what I say is we're going to do Elvis, this day in Elvis history. Okay, and I have photographs, of course. So we have 1954, Elvis plays Texarkana Municipal Auditorium and sang Old Chap and That's All Right. 1955, Elvis' first release on RCA Victor Records was announced. The first two sides were actually purchased from Sam Phillips of Sun Records, Mystery Train and I Forgot to Remember to Forget. Elvis was described by his new record company as the most talked about personality in recorded music in the last 10 years. And also, as the photograph shows, Elvis performed at the Montgomery, Alabama State Coliseum, Alabama. The other acts were Roy Acuff, Kitty Wells, Johnny and Jack, Fred Wamble, Jack Turner, Buddy Hawke, and Eddie Hill. So there's the picture there. 1956, Elvis purchased a new 1957 two-door hardtop Eldorado Cadillac Seville for $8,400. 1959, of course, military service in Germany. And there's a striking photograph of Elvis with his Jeep by the looks of it. 1960, Wild in the Country movie production. 61, Kid Galahad. 1967, we've got Elvis Radio Christmas Special aired. A little bit early, I would have thought, but then again, maybe not. That was on December the 3rd, 1967. Here we go. Yes, 55 years ago today, 1968, December the 3rd, Elvis. Okay? NBC TV special. And it says, Elvis TV special airs on NBC TV. At the end of the show, he performs his latest single, If I Can Dream, which is currently number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100, his highest charting song since 1965. And we've got some more pictures as well. 1968. There we go. Tuesday, December the 3rd, 9 p.m, Channel 4 and Channel 10, NBC, in colour. When I see that, I'm always reminded of, do you remember Police Squad, in colour? Leslie Nielsen, of course, which is a connection with Priscilla, of course, in the Naked Gun movies. So there you are. That was on this day 55 years ago. Wow, 68. The NBC special Singer Presents Elvis was aired at 9 p.m. and was viewed by 42% of the viewers, giving NBC its biggest rating victory of the year. The press was critical, but loved it too. The Los Angeles Times said, I don't think many viewers cared to see singers sweat on TV, but there's no question Elvis is back. Well, Elvis was never away, not like when he was in the army. And also The Trouble with Girls movie production as well. So when it aired, Elvis was working with Marilyn Mason on The Trouble with Girls. And don't forget, I interviewed Marilyn Mason. If you haven't heard that interview, look it up on this channel. 1970, Elvis made a big donation of. I'll have a little drink here. That's better. 1970, Elvis made a big donation of $7,000 to the LA Police Community Relations Program. However, he requested that the gift could stay unknown to the public. A little time later, Elvis received a gold commissioner's badge from Chief Davis. On the same date, Elvis went shopping at Kerr Sporting Goods. It took 4 salesmen to help him because he made purchases not only for himself but also for friends and even customers who wandered in off the street. 1971, Elvis returned to Los Angeles from Palm Springs, and within a few days he flew to Dallas. 1974, Elvis returned to Dr. Ghanem's home during the week, accompanied by Linda Thompson and Charlie Hodge, to undergo a second sleep diet. Yeah, don't know about that. 1975, the Vegas Hilton, Las Vegas. He had 2 shows, one in the Chief jumpsuit and later show in the Blue Swirl. And that was this day in Elvis history, December the 3rd. Let's have a little look here, see if we've got somebody on the line. Hello, Vincenzo. Okay. No, Vincenzo, I think, has definitely got problems there, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Vincenzo. Right. So I want to just ask you to keep voting for which was your favorite from the 68 TV special. Sit-down shows, stand-up shows, gospel medley, or bordello scene. Okay. Just a reminder as well for people, if you haven't joined the Discord channel yet, please do. It's very, very simple. I do post the links on the social medias and things like that. So, and if you're not sure how to do it, I can send you an invite and you can. We're doing a Elvis photo of the day at the moment, and I pick one which I like the most that particular day, and whoever's whoever it is gets a point. And at the end of the month, the person with the most points is the winner of the photo of the month. That's the way I suppose you could look at it. Elvis Photo of the Month winner. So yeah, it's great fun. And boy, do we get some really, really good Elvis photos posted. So that's another thing to enjoy. Now, a song I wish Elvis had recorded is suggested by... Oh, no, I'll tell you. No, we'll come to that in a second. Let's do the Photoshop. And this is the Photoshop. And this is one of Priscilla and Elvis getting into a clinch. By the way, this is supplied by Exposing Elvis Photoshops, our friend Kirsty on Instagram. Thanks, Kirsty. But actually, it's not. This is the part that's being used for Elvis, as you can see. And then this is the part that's being used for Priscilla. Okay, and you can actually see that Priscilla's chin does look a little bit funny there because they've had to sort of manipulate Lisa's hand off her chin. So there you go. So that's the bit that's used. That's the photograph that's used for the Elvis part. And that's for the Priscilla part. And unfortunately, that is fake. If you ever see that, it's fake. So that's the Photoshop of the week. Now, I would ask you very, very kindly, bottom right-hand corner, that little graphic there, to subscribe if you do like this, and also click the bell and turn it black for all notifications. I'd be very, very grateful if you would subscribe. And also, up above me as well, if I use that hand, you'll see that you can buy me a coffee. Thank you very, very much for the people that do buy me coffee, and you can either use the link below or you can scan the QR code. Now, this is what I wanted to do. A song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by Vio. Thank you, Vio. Keep sending in these suggestions, people, and so forth. In fact, here it is. Ideas. Underrated songs, Photoshop, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis had sung, funny caption photos, or suggest a topic for discussion. Please send that in to Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel, because I'd love for you to feature one of your ideas. Now, this is it. It's an American country song which was a career-making hit for Ray Price. The song, released in May 1956, went on to become a #1 country hit that year, establishing Price's sound and redefining honky-tonk music. It was Price's first #1 hit. The song was written in 1949 by pedal steel player Ralph Mooney and Charles Chuck Seals. In 1956, just weeks after its original release, the song was recorded at Sun Studios in Memphis, yes, that studio, by a young Jerry Lee Lewis, marking the debut of the Killer's career. The song, if you haven't guessed by now, is Crazy Arms. And there is a little shot of the record. And Vio says, an Elvis version almost happened at Sun Studios, right? Yes, it did, because Jerry Lee sang it during the $1 Million Quartet sessions, as they became known, on December the 4th, 1956. And Elvis could have quite easily joined in. So, and if he had have, we'd have had a version by him. So that's a song I wish Elvis had recorded. If you've got anyone that you would want to send in, please do. Now, caption this photo. We always have great fun with this. And there it is. Elvis in the army. And here's some of the suggestions. Hey boys, those tanks sure do rock and roll. D. Stanley wants to meet me? ? A sauerkraut festival? Where? Oh man, those girls are still following me while I'm trying to serve my country. They fed us what in the mess hall yesterday? But the one with the most likes, and I'm going to give him a... is this one. And it's very, very simple, but it got the most likes, is, oh my goodness, it's Cliff. That's a hark back to last week, what we were discussing about Cliff Richard. And it's Brian Roberts. So I think we should maybe give Brian a round of applause. And thanks for sending that in, Brian. And I'll do another one on Tuesday for you to leave your comments and also give a thumbs up to the one you like the best. Now, still running is the poll. Which is your favourite from the 68 TV special? The sit-down shows, the stand-up shows, the gospel medley, or the bordello sequence, or the bordello scene? Right, underrated Elvis song, December the 3rd, suggested by April, was written by Louis Bonfa, Randy Starr. Louis Bonfa had previously released an instrumental version of this tune in 1966 called Moonlight in Rio. Elvis recorded it on March the 7th, 1968 at Western Recorders Studio One, Hollywood, California. The song provided the title of a compilation album released in November 1970 by RCA Records on their biggest label, on their budget label, RCA Camden. The track is a song from Elvis's 1968 film Live a Little, Love a Little. And the song is, yes, if you haven't guessed by now, Almost in Love. Okay? And that's what it is. And April says it's an underrated song. Peaking at number 95, it was the A side of the single with a little less conversation as the B side. And April, as I said, feels it's underrated, as indeed do I as well. I really do think it's an underrated song. So let's have a look. I forgot a couple of things last week, didn't I? And one of the things was Smoking Hot. This was a Smoking Hot photo I was supposed to have shown last week, and I showed it at the very, very, very end. And it's a real sort of bedhead sort of Smoking Hot photo. So that's from last week. So if you missed it, I thought I'd show it again. Let's close the poll, will we? Let's have a look. End poll. Well, which is your favourite from the 1968 TV special? And it's got sit-down shows 62%, stand-up shows 21%, the gospel medley 12%, and the bordello scene only 5%. So, yeah. That's I didn't think the sit-down shows would get that many votes. I thought it would be a lot closer than 61 to 21%. And I'm in the minority. My favourite was the gospel medley. Would you believe that? Gospel medley. And the stand-up shows as well. I really, really like the stand-up shows. So, that surprised me. That really has surprised me. We have another call here, actually. And I'm going to say, hang on a second, if I can get my... Hello, Anula.
I was thinking of going for a walk later.
Do you know, I forgot to open your fader. Hello, Anula.
Hey.
Hello, Anula. Hello, Anula. Can you hear me? I can hear something coming through, but I'm not sure whether it's Anula talking to me or not. I'll just give it one more go. Hi, Anula. How are you?
Forget it.
Hello? Can you hear me, Anula? I can hear you.
Hello, Steve.
Yes, hello, Anula.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure I wasn't sure whether or not I was connecting.
Oh, you're connected, and you're coming through loud and clear.
And the only thing I really wanted to say is about those reviews that you read about that you're saying they're negative. And one of them, I think it's because we all feel that he's not there, especially the ones that really knew him, like when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
That always bothers me. But, I mean, you can't change it. But I am for it. I saw the special, and I loved it
Good.
because first of all, it's a new take, and his granddaughter, and I see that I see positive things even with her grandmother, because you hear so many horrible things all around from everyone. This is a good thing, so it should be, welcomed, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, and
That's
as I said to the other callers, this was their first attempt at doing something like this. So, and
Yes.
it wasn't bad, was it, for a first attempt?
No. Well, I think that she's very mature, his granddaughter. She doesn't have all that history that she misses him, or she never knew him, because I know people in my family that I never knew. It's not the same as when you really knew your grandfather and then he passed.
Yeah.
So I think it's that has a lot to do with it too. And I think she's doing it for her mom, which is it was a horrible thing what has happened, but
Well, nobody better than Riley would know how her mother felt about Elvis now,
Yes.
and how she wanted the estate, what direction she wanted the estate to go in.
Yes, and you can't erase that he was married and had a child, and whatever else happened afterwards, we don't really know. And it's funny that some people have, they come out with some things that you don't know. You don't even know sometimes with friends or relatives what they're going through in their life. Don't you think that?
Yes.
I mean, I don't say everything that goes on in my life.
No, of course.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Did you vote on the poll, by the way? Which is your favorite?
Well, yes. This is one of the first times that I think I got the right one, because I'm always in the minority. I did like the sit down because it was so personal. Everyone was like a bunch of friends sitting around and talking, and I loved it.
It was very, very raw, wasn't it? It was the first really
Yes.
unplugged session, wasn't it?
Yes, and I loved it then, and I always will.
Good.
Because I was so excited to see that when it happened, because, every time something happened with Elvis, I tried, because I wasn't really able to go when I was young. My parents were very strict, but the first time I went is when I was a mom with my two boys, and I went to see Madison Square Garden in '72.
You were there to see Elvis in '72. Wow.
Yes, and it was beautiful. And my husband wasn't an Elvis fan, but he's the one that pointed out that he's directing the orchestra.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Can you tell us which performance did you go to? Did you go to the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th?
I have a ticket, and I tried to give it to my son. My oldest son loves it, but I still have it. I have to go look to be absolutely sure which day I want. It's a long time ago. My kids were little. My two kids. This was before my daughter. My daughter was born in November 1977. I was pregnant when she passed away.
All right.
Yeah.
It must have been electric to see him on that stage in Madison Square Garden.
Yes, it was. All the lights, the flash bulbs and everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. I'm very, very jealous.
Yeah. And you shouldn't be jealous of me, because I got to go nowhere, but I was so committed to go see him, because I never was able to see him, in the beginning when he was starting. I wasn't. I just came to the United States, and I was 10. So no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Great.
it's good talking to you.
Yeah,
Steve.
lovely to hear from you as well, Anula. Thanks very much for your call.
Thanks for all you do.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was the lovely Anula. I'd just like to say thank you so much for all the lovely callers tonight, and to tell us about their view of Christmas at Graceland. Yes, it was a very speaking personally now, I enjoyed it, and I think it was a very, very good attempt for Riley's first attempt. I know she had backup, of course, but she called all the shots, and she was the one that had to make all the ultimate decisions. And yeah, my only real problem with it was those fake sort of directors sort of saying cue this and cue that to try and sort of make it out to be that it was a live show. But apart from that, it was great. It really was. So thanks also to Chris and Dave for moderating. And until next week, look after yourselves. And we'll have another we'll have another quiz, and we'll have another Elvis in history and photoshops and all that fun again. I'd really like to thank you for joining me again. What do you say, Al?
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.